Greetings everybody, welcome back to Star Citizen. In today's video I'm going to be taking you on a bit of a guide slash walkthrough of how to obtain the current armor set that I am wearing. This is the Crusader Elite Security armor set. It's mostly Morozov and it also has a pair of light arms. I have heard that this armor set does come with Morozov arms as well, but I've never seen them, so maybe that's a very rare drop. But yeah, that's what I'm going to be taking you through today. It does also come with this backpack as well. And this is the, as I said, is the Elite Security armor set for Crusader. Now there's a couple of different ways you can get this armor set. You could just run bunkers endlessly and hope to get lucky and have one of the guards spawn with this armor set on. But you do have to risk a Crimestat to knock them out or kill them in order to get it. And there is a guaranteed way of getting it, which is, I think, a lot more fun, which is to go to one of these security posts and loot it from the elite guard that spawns there. But we do have to do something beforehand in order to protect ourselves. So this is the armor set that we're going to be hunting down today, and I'll quickly show you through the equipment I'm going to take with me. There isn't a huge amount that you really need to do this. I'd basically just say that all you really need is some heavy armor to protect yourself. So you can see there it's the Morozov, the Crusader edition. We've got heavy armor, heavy helmet, heavy legs, and then the arms, for some reason, the Arden SL arms. Again, I have heard that you can get Morozov Crusader Edition arms, but I've never seen them, so maybe that's just a very rare drop, or you have to get them from someone else. I'm going to keep hunting for them, but the basic set that I always find comes with these arms. So yep, some kind of heavy armor, and then you bring in all the other basics that I usually have with me. So we do have the med gun, the paramed device on our leg. We also have a multi-tool with tractor beam attachment, as that's one of the standards I always take. We also have some med pens. We have obviously quite a large backpack, which is the Crusader Edition backpack as well. The armor set does come with this. It's 150,000 contents rather than 180 that we normally have, but it's still pretty big. And then we're also taking a different gun with us than normal. We haven't got the FS9 today. We are actually taking the P8 SMG, which I think is really good this patch. It does have the Scorched 1x reflex. It also has a tweaker compensator size 1, and it has a laser pointer on it as well to add the extra bonuses like the reduced spread, the reduced recoil, all that good stuff. And then in our backpack we're taking about 30 magazines worth of ammo, we're taking some extra med pens just in case, and we're also taking 2 of these, which are the most essential item that you'll need to do this, which are Tiger's Claws. Now you only really need 1 to do this, but if you get unlucky, you might need a second one, but you can find them quite easily at the outpost that we're going to. So, only really need 1 Tiger's Claw to do this, but you might need a second if you're unlucky. And, if you allow me, we'll get back into the pilot seat and I'll show you which ship we're taking. Some of you who've played the game for quite a while will probably recognize this ship already. A lot of you will probably be questioning as to why I'm in this ship, but I recently purchased it and I'm very excited to use it. We're taking this bad boy, which is the Hammerhead. Now, it doesn't really matter what ship you take. The only thing I would recommend in terms of ship is make sure it has a big enough cargo hold to hold a bike, because you are going to want to use a bike to get from your ship to the stations that we're going to, because trying to fly up to these stations, especially in 4.2.1, is quite dangerous, given that they do have upgraded and better defense turrets and stuff like that, so I would recommend taking a bike to get there rather than just trying to fly in under the radar. And yeah, this is Hammerhead. Don't know how long I'm going to keep this ship. I've quite enjoyed using it so far, and I have been lucky enough to have it crewed a couple of times, and it is a very powerful ship, especially against light and medium fighters. But yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be keeping this. It's just one of those I like to test out. Anyway, the place we have to go, we need to go to Chelin, or Selin, however you pronounce it. So this is one of the moons surrounding Crusader. There's Crusader there. We need to come here to Chelin. The area that we're going to is this security post here, security post Kareah. This is essentially a giant police station that we're going to go and assault and get the security guard armor for it. But also we need to go somewhere else first in order to protect ourselves a little bit, which is this comm array over here. So the comm array is essentially, if I can get the map to move, there we go, we're going to the comm array. The comm array is essentially the communication system between all the security forces in Stanton. So if you want to avoid getting crime stats for committing criminal acts, like blowing up players and killing people and all that good stuff, then you need to disable comm in the area. So we're going to go knock this comm out, and then we're going to go to the security post to go and attack guards and take the armor set. So yeah, that's where we're heading first. That's why we need the Tiger's Claw, so that we can hack into the comm and disable it. Okay, and to try and keep the runtime of this video down, because when I first recorded this, it took 2 hours. So in order to keep the runtime down, I'm pretty much not going to be speaking through any of the jumps, and then I'm just going to cut it all out, just to save ourselves some time. Anyway, let's jump to this comm. Make sure we set our route. There we go. Okay, so here we are at the comm. You can see it there in front of us. It's basically just a giant satellite. Now, these comm also have defense turrets and AA turrets around them, which have been upgraded with the most recent patch 4.2.1, so I would highly recommend not flying closer than 15 kilometers. I'm going to play it safe, and I'm going to stay outside of at least 20, just to make sure we don't get killed. This is pretty much the point where we jump to, so I'm going to stay exactly here. I'm not going to move any closer, because I have had several attempts at doing this in the past where the turrets have decided to shoot my ship down even though I wasn't even in the trespassing zone. So yeah, I think it's best to just stay at least 20 kilometers away just to be safe. Okay, let's head down to our bike. You can tell I'm quite new to the ship, as I can't remember the layout and how to get to the cargo bay. I should really just follow that marker there. QU6533AD, that is my bike. There we are. This bike is the Nox. The main reason why I'm taking the Nox is because not only is it quite a fast bike, but it also has this. Its own personal storage of about 300,000 capacity. So we have 150,000 capacity on our bag and 300,000 on the bike, which should make it so that we can carry the full set back. Now obviously I don't really need a full set as I'm currently wearing one, but for those of you who've played Star Citizen for a while, you'll probably realize at this point that when it comes to things like this that you really like and you want to use quite frequently, I'd highly recommend getting a couple of them, because you will eventually lose something. I recently lost the helmet to this full set a couple of weeks back, which is one of the reasons I was prompted into making this video. Right, lower the cargo bay, and then we'll fly over to the comm.
Systems activated. Systems on.
Okay, so here we are at the comm. As you can see, they've actually just targeted another bike that's right in front of us, so there must be another player here, or someone might have been here and then logged out. It's quite possible. Hopefully that we don't run into another player here, because it's quite likely to get PvP action on the go. But yeah, this is the comm. As you can see at the top of my screen, it does say that I'm trespassing, so if I was in a ship, then that ship would be being engaged by the AA turrets. There is one turret right there. Well, there's two of them, actually. And they are quite powerful now with this new patch, so you have to be very careful with those. And the main thing that we're doing here, as I have said, is that we're disabling the comm so that the communication systems of the security forces are knocked out, which means that I can't get reported for crimes that I commit. Now, one of those things the way you can tell if the comm is active, if you look at the top left of my screen, it's quite difficult to see because being on the bike there are some icons overlaid on top of it, so it's difficult to see, but there is a green icon which is an eyeball inside brackets, and then just next to that is an exclamation mark inside brackets. Let me get a bit closer to the comm so that we can hopefully get off the bike and you'll still be able to see it. When you approach the comm, you'll want to come dead center between the two kind of solar panel dishes, whatever they are, and either side as well, so at the front of the back here, and you'll see this little green entrance bit right here. That is a little access point that you can EVA through. Oh, there is actually another bike here. That looks like a dragonfly. There's been a few people doing this today. Anyway, here we are. Let's make sure we turn off our engines so the bike doesn't float away. Oh, we are still moving.
Engines on.
There we go.
Engines off.
Right, so there we are. So if you can see top left of my screen, just above my minimap, we've got the eyeball in brackets, and then we have the red exclamation mark in brackets. So we need that red exclamation mark to go away. And that is how you can tell when comm arrays are active or not active. You will also get a message on your screen if you enter an area where the comm array is not active. It will say comm array lost or something like that, I believe. Signal lost, comm signal lost. Anyway, flying through the access point at the top there, you need to fly down to the bottom here, and then if you keep going around, you should find a computer terminal. Now, fingers crossed this comm array might already be disabled. Oh, we flew straight past it. There we go. Ah, there we go. So you can see there, network uplink online, which is right at the top there. And then just at the bottom here, we have maintenance control panel. We need passkey authorization. This won't work if you just click that button, because obviously we don't have a passkey. So what we need to do, go into our inventory, carry one of the tiger's claws. Make sure your character does the animation to actually put it in their hand. There we go. We are now holding the tiger's claw, and then look down here at this slot, insert, pop your keycard in, and then it will come up on the bottom screen, crypto key initiated.
Access granted.
There we go. And then you've got 5 bars there, which will kind of slowly charge. I believe you're waiting about 2 to 3 minutes when it does this, and very similar to the worm fight, if you've done one of those, you will have to keep your eye on this bar or on this screen, because randomly it will come up with a continue box that you'll need to click. I think it gives you about 90 seconds to click it, and if you don't, then the whole thing will reset. So make sure, if there's a group of you, make sure at least one person is keeping one eye on this screen, just to make sure that you click continue and don't lose out on the keycard. I believe you will lose the tiger's claw if you don't click continue in time. You can also abort it as well. Oh, there we go. So we have one already. User verification required in security protocol override. Give us 90 seconds. We have to click continue. Sometimes you can get really unlucky and you'll have to do it after every single box. I have had that before. It has been a bit of a pain, but at least it kind of keeps you engaged. You can't just set the system going and then disappear for 2 minutes and come back. I also realised whilst I was flying over here on the Nox that I didn't have any audio going on the game. I had very quiet game audio and no music, so decided to turn that back on. That was rather silly of me. Probably should have checked that before we started. I am also online with one of my current orgmates who is, I believe they're doing the Hathor event. Okay, so I'm probably just going to skip till the end with this bit, so we don't have to sit here watching the whole thing. Okay, we are back, and as you can see, we've just finished system access granted. We have a continue box to click at the bottom.
Access denied.
Checking comm array status, and there we are. Cannot really see that very well. Let's zoom in a little bit, shall we? A whole bunch of info that I don't really know what it means. Anyway, so the button we're looking for is obviously disconnect uplink. Warning, disconnecting the uplink will disrupt communication and ECN services in the area. Proceed.
System powering down.
There we go, network uplink offline. So we hopefully now should be protected against getting any crime stats whilst we're attacking the security post, so that we can get our armor set and get out of there without worrying about having a huge crime stat. Let us head back to our bike. Just in case you're wondering, I did take the opportunity to name my hammerhead since it was a store purchase. It is the RRS Curly Fry. It's a bit of an org joke, inner joke that we've got going on. Here is our Nox. Oh, bashed into it. Steady on. Let's get on board. Why do I need to fuse? There we go. Enter pilot seat. Right, let's head back to our ship, shall we?
Engines on. Docking initiated.
Okay, we're back. That was a quick one. So, the reason why I've cut back now, rather than as we actually get to my ship, is because I just wanted to point out, if you look at the top left of my screen, just next to where it says gimbal, we still have the eyeball in the brackets, but the exclamation mark is gone, which I believe is the indicator you need to be paying attention to for when it comes to comm arrays being deactivated. Oh, I need to be very careful because I'm going a bit too fast. Overshot the target just a little bit there. Let's activate the landing gear so that we're not going to smash into our ship. That would not go very well. So yes, hopefully this is all working correctly and the comm array is actually disabled. Because I have had a couple of runs of this recently where the comm array was disabled and it still gave us a Crimestat. So we need to be very careful with this. There we go. Right, let's get back on board. And then we'll head to security post Kareah. Okay, here we are at security post Kareah. Now, same as the comm array, we're not going to go within 20 kilometers of the security post because there are multiple AA turrets around this entire facility and we will get blown to Kingdom Come. Even in this thing, even in the Hammerhead, we will still get our butts handed to us. So I'm not going to bother risking it. I'm going to turn the engines off though, just in case. Now the good news is, since I've arrived, I haven't seen any of the ships in the area, so we should be okay. Should, being the relevant term. Right, open door, let's head to our bike once again. Now there is another reason why you would want to come to Security Post Kareah, not just for the armor set, but there is also a control room within this post that has a terminal that you can use, that you'll need the other Tiger's Claw for. So at the start of the video when I was explaining the equipment we should bring with us, when I said that you could bring 2 Tiger's Claws, the second one would be for that post. No, for that terminal. And the reason why is that you can use that terminal to clear away existing crime stats. So let's just say that you've been a naughty little pirate in Stanton throughout this entire 4.2.1 event, because hauling is a nightmare, and freight elevators have not been working properly. So you could be a naughty pirate and steal cargo from people. And if you want to clear your crime stat before handing the event quests in, or the event contracts, you can come to Security Post Kareah, use the Tiger's Claw on that screen, and you'll be able to clear away your crime stat. Okay, so here we are at the actual station. This is Security Post Kareah. And I have actually spotted someone has managed to fly in here with a Saber Firebird, I believe that is. I have to commend them on their piloting skills. There's also another one right behind them, but I think that one's been destroyed. It has. Well, it's been soft-deathed because I can't actually see it coming up on my tagging. Anyway, as you approach Security Post Kareah, you want to make sure, as you can see on the platform, the station has a small ring down there and a larger one at the top. You want to make sure the larger one is aligned to the top of your ship or your bike. And then as you're approaching, just underneath you will notice actually there's about 7 or 8 different landing pads. Now you can spot guards outside sometimes. There have been a couple of times I've run this where I have spotted guards outside, so you could always use the weapons on your bike to take out those guards if you wanted to, but most of the time you should be free and clear to just land. So I'm going to get as close as possible. There we go. Ooh, make sure the bike doesn't flip over. There we are, and we are here. So you will get artificial gravity on the platform for this, for these landing pads. I also did forget to do a repool of ammo before I started doing this, so we'll quickly do that now. So there are walkways and tunnels throughout the outside of the station so you can get to the different landing pads. If you walk down here, you can walk across. Oh, there is a guard right there at the end of that tunnel. Let's not go too close to him. Let's stay up this side over here. And on each of the landing pads, most of them, I believe, will have this little doorway here, which is an airlock that you'll need to cycle in order to get inside the security post. Now, these airlocks can be very handy. If you find yourself getting a bit overwhelmed by guards on the inside, you can run to one of these airlocks and cycle the door, which will close this one and will open the outside one. And the guards on the inside can't open this door. So you can use these airlocks as a bit of a safeguard, but you will have to pay attention to the outside in case there are any guards on the outside. So you can take a bit of a breather. Anyway, let's head inside. And this is the security post. Now, there are main walkways and there are back areas that you can head to. Some of the back areas will allow you a bit more breathing room if you find yourself getting overwhelmed. This is one of the back areas here. Make sure there's no guards looking at us. So you can come to these like little areas back here with these kind of boxes and covered boxes and stuff like that. And guards do sometimes struggle getting their pathing to come down here, so you can come back here and protect yourself. You do also have a little crawl space here to crawl through, so you can, if you come into this entrance and you're being attacked by loads of guards here, you can just crawl through this little vent here and get away from those guards, although they will start moving this way to come and get you. You can also find loot boxes within this station as well. There's one right here. You can find some pretty good stuff in them. This one has a P8 with some ammo and some grenades, and we'll take those grenades just in case. But I'm not going to take the P8 because I'm only here for one thing. Oh, another one. How fortunate. Oh, we have a Desperado toy pistol, some ammo. We don't need any of that stuff. Let's not waste too much time looting, and let's actually go and find the boss that we're here to find. Now, this boss is very easily spottable. As you can tell, he'll be wearing exactly the same armor that I'm currently wearing. There we go. And he will be the only person wearing a backpack other than yourself, so he's very, very easy to spot. But this boss does have more health than standard enemies when it comes to enemies and NPCs within Star Citizen. I've noticed that it takes a lot more bullets to kill the boss than it does to kill standard guards, even in heavy armor. So he's either got special armor or he's just got a lot of health. Oh. Sometimes you can also find some bugged guards and bugged areas. So if you can see that doorway there where it says no authorized personnel, that is a little bit like an elevator. It's not an actual elevator that you can use, but it's a spawn point for guards. There are two doors there which will close, and then they'll reopen and guards will be inside. Sometimes those guards don't leave the elevator and they just stand in there, like this bunch are doing right here. In order to get them to come out, you can shoot them, get their attention, or you can just kill them all. Ah, that is annoying. We are getting crime stats. Why am I getting crime stats? Ah, there we go. I think we took the ball out. If you want to force the guards to leave the elevator, shoot them in the leg or shoot them in the arm. Just don't kill them. This door is bugged. Why is this door bugged? Must be something that's causing it to reopen. Maybe a corpse is stuck there in the previous version. That's not good. Also, really not happy with the fact of getting a crime stat. We're going to have to use our second Tiger's Claw, which I'm really glad I brought with me now, so that we can clear that off when we're done here. Oh, hello, there are two guys here. These guys will also have pistols. As you can see on their hips, they've got pistols there, so let's take those two out. Just so they don't decide to pull out their guns and start walking around to shoot me. Now, one thing about this as well, which I assume we'll probably have contracts for in the future, is it has an evidence storage unit, which you can use and access. Well, you can't use it yet, but I imagine you'll be able to in future. There are some boxes here that you can carry. Can we open these boxes? What's inside them? Oh, it's just evidence, okay. So I imagine at some point in the future there will be contracts, like illegal contracts and stuff surrounding these in order to steal evidence and prevent stuff like that. So there will be more uses for coming here rather than just clearing your crime stat. Oh, hello. If you want to collect more than one different security armor set, there is this one here, which is, if we loot this guy, I'll show you his armor set as well. You can also get these scorched compensators from these guards as well, which are very useful. I've quite enjoyed using them. Okay, so these guys are all wearing the TCS4 Undersuit Crusader Edition, which I believe I'm wearing currently as well, but they also have the heavy armor, which is the Balor HCH Helmet Crusader Edition, and then the armor is ADP. Strangely enough, you can't actually see it for some reason, which is very weird. Let me go back to this screen here, swap view. There we go, so you've got the ADP core, arms and legs, or Crusader Edition, and then you've got Crusader Edition Balor helmet. So there is a heavy armor set as well as the Crusader one, as well as the Morozov set that we're currently wearing. I've just seen that guard behind us, so let's pay attention and stop looting. Hello, sir. Where is your boss? Is he here? Is he the chief? Where is he hiding? Actually, whilst we're here, let's just do a quick reload. Check our ammo, make sure the game realizes that I'm holding 1200 rounds and not 400, and do a quick repool, and then we'll head to the control room where I can show you the terminal that you'll be using to clear your Crimestat. This is the main control room here. Quite a big room, many different entrances, so when you're clearing your Crimestat, it does take some time. You do have to wait for each individual crime to be cleared, and it does take about 20 to 30 seconds per crime. Oh, hello. I feel like I'm being shot at by more than one. So you will have to defend yourself while you're here, but this is the screen right here. Imperial Criminal Database. Your key slot for the Tiger's Claw is down here, and then you'll have a bunch of different options. Oh, hello. Now, one of the worst things about these guards is the majority of them are carrying shotguns, so they can deal a lot of damage if they get lucky with their shots and catch you full on in the chest of the head with them. I have had a few times where I've been clearing a Crimestat and then I've just been instantly killed because a guard has shotgunned me in the back of the head and I haven't realised he was stood there. Oh, hello. You can, in addition to the heavy armor set and the set we're currently wearing, you can also get medium and light armor sets. I believe this gentleman is wearing a light set. We don't care about a light set, so we're going to kill him. Make sure that door closes. There we go. Perfect. I really don't like that we're getting a Crimestat. That's a bit unfair. And there are also multiple levels to this facility as well. So if you get up these stairs here, you've got the locker room. You'll mostly just find guards patrolling and walking around. You will also find some more back areas as well. I believe back here, yep, there is another loot box. You have more ammo, Scourge railgun magazines, very useful. A Wildwood sniper rifle for AO3, that's pretty good. You can get some skinned weapons as well. I did actually find quite a nice coloured FS9 skin from here. Oh, 2 White Tiger's Claws, very good. Got some backups just in case. Now you do need to be really careful about dying in this facility, because if you die and you've got quite a high crime stat like I currently have, you'll end up with a very long prison sentence that you'll have to either work off or you'll have to escape to get out. So be very, very careful. Try and avoid taking any tiered injuries whatsoever. Now most of the time, the main boss that you're looking for won't have spawned when you get here, and you will have to just keep going around and killing guards and forcing respawns to get him to spawn. It can be a bit of a pain in the backside. Sometimes you can wait for quite a while. But it is something that you just have to kind of work through. It is usually better to do this as a group, but if you do this as a group and you want multiple sets of armor, you will need to stay here for longer in order to get multiple boss spawns. As you can see on this third floor, we do have another back area up here, and you can also see there's different access points down here that you can drop through. I believe this one takes us down to a walkway that was down here, but if we walk over here, there is another drop point which takes us to the roof of the evidence retrieval building, or room. So, and again, another safe spot that you can get to, and then if you want to leave, you can just, those aren't loot boxes, you can just crawl through here. And this will take you back to this walkway. So again, this place is a bit like a maze, but it does have plenty of different walkways and back areas and stuff like that where you can kind of get a bit of a reprieval from the combat if you're taking quite a bit of damage. And I also believe the majority of guards will spawn on the lower level, so this level down here, so it's probably best to just stay down here rather than running around the upper levels. But I would always recommend checking just in case. Sometimes the boss can patrol up that way. That might be why you haven't seen him if he's not spawned for you. Just like he hasn't spawned for us, annoyingly. believe that door over there is quite bugged as well. Yeah, it keeps opening. Must be the first one that we saw. Another back area down here with another one of the crawl spaces. Oh, Mr. Elite Man, where are you? We would like your armor set, please. I really hope that doorway hasn't bugged out and caused the others to not work properly. You have a bit of a staff room here. A few coffee machines, a few drinks cabinets. Sadly, you can't interact with any of these drinks. Disappointing, as my thirst is now at 54%, so I would like to rehydrate as soon as possible, but if you've seen from my inventory, I didn't actually bring any of them with me, which was rather silly. Then again, I did have to travel here from Pyro, so that was my own mistake. Where is this boss? Where is he hiding? Been through that already. Let's head this way. Evidence. So we'll go to the evidence main room as well. Maybe there's someone back here. There we go. We have the evidence processing booth. This is another one of the evidence areas that you might have to visit in future contracts. Oh, we are being shot at. Who was that? Aha, there he is. There he is. Oh, ouch. He shot me. Okay, so you might have noticed that guy had a backpack on. Oh no, don't tell me he didn't get out. Did he not leave? Oh no, we might have lost him. Where did you go, Marcus? Oh no, he's definitely still here. Ow, there he is, he's still here, he's just very sneaky. I believe the AI on this guy is a lot more advanced than standard enemy AI. He is very clever sometimes. There he is. Look, he's leaning around the corner looking at me. Hello, Marcus. God, the recoil control is not good on this SMG. It's definitely better when you're close up. I like how he keeps leaning around the corner. Clever girl. It's not going to help you against me, Marcus. Come here. Oh, I think he's preparing a grenade. Got him. There we go. Okay. Here he is. Here is our elite guard. Right. Now that we have him, rather than just looting his entire corpse right here in the middle of danger, the best thing for you to do is to grab your tractor beam multi-tool and carry him to the airlock where your bike is. If the guards are more active on the station that you're on, make sure that you are clearing out the guards first and then moving the body. The last thing you want is to be caught with your pants down carrying a corpse, because they can take you out with that. Right, let's drop him right there. Kind of want to rotate him a little bit because his backpack might glitch into the floor. Nah, we should be okay. Let's heal ourselves before we go through this door, just in case. Cycle the airlock. Grab his body. Anyone out here? Nope, we seem to be free and clear. Let's go. And then it's just a simple case of putting all of the loot from him into your bike or onto your person. He's got a couple of P4 magazines. I didn't end up picking up his weapon. He also has another tiger's claw and a data pad. Anything on his legs? Nope. Right, so helmet, legs, and arms. Can't take his backpack, can we? No, we can't. So let's open our inventory. What we'll do is we'll drop these three into here. Can we drop our backpack in here? Yes, we can. So then we can loot him. Open inventory, backpack on my own, and then we can take his chest and his undersuit as well. I like having the full set, including undersuits. Oh, apparently the undersuit went back onto his body. Strange. Give me your undersuit, dear sir. This will be mine. Thank you. There we go. Pop that into the bike inventory, then we need to put the backpack in here, take our backpack back, put our gun back on there so we have all our ammo and stuff like that. And there we go. The armor set is now safe and secure inside our bike. Doesn't mean it's 100% secure. And we still need to go back in and clear off our Crimestat, so I'll go and take you through that quickly before we end the video. Right, back to the main room. Oh, there's guards in there. We're not going to touch those guards because they might stay in that elevator, which would be very useful. Here we go, back into the main room here. Any patrolling guards anywhere? Doesn't appear to be. Right, so pop our gun away. Coming up to this screen here, you don't need to press the input bit there. We just need to do the same thing as the comm array. Carry your keycard, as we've got there, and then insert it straight into that keycard slot there. Crypto key initiated. Basically, you're just hacking into the system. Congratulations, you are a hacker. Now the good thing about this is that even though you have to wait for these 5 bars, it does go a heck of a lot quicker than usual, so that is better, but you do still have the progress halted, click to continue option, so you still need to do that. Again, if the guards in your server and the attempt that you're making are not bugged, like some of mine are, you will have to defend yourself whilst you're doing this, so be very, very careful. Oh, we almost missed this one. And you will have to wait some time whilst you're clearing out the crime stats. It does take a bit of time. Also, it's determined by how many crime stats you have as well. Because I've actually killed a whole bunch of guards, I do have a bunch of homicide crimes attached to me, so I will have to get those cleared off here. I won't be able to just pay those off. There we go. System access granted. Click continue. It's going to locate our requested records. So, here is all of the crimes I have committed whilst being here. As you can see, a heck of a lot of homicides. Now, you don't have to click dismiss on each and every one of these. It's awkward when you try and scroll back up. All you have to do is click dismiss on one of them. And then you have a whole bunch of different reasons. You've got settlement reached, plea bargain, prosecutorial discretion, procedural issues, all that kind of stuff. I always click the diplomatic immunity because I believe that's the best one. I'm not sure what the different options will give you. Maybe it's all the same, but I've always used diplomatic immunity, and then it will process that request. And then, if we watch the screen, it will clear off the first homicide that we committed. That bottom one there has just gone. But if you wait for about another 10 to 20 seconds, you'll notice another one gets cleared off. I do like how it's actually given us the 8th of the 8th, 2025, not the actual in-game year. Ah, okay, maybe I can click another one. That's strange. Last time I did this, I didn't have to click it twice. Okie dokie. Maybe last time it was bugged. So sometimes you might have to go through each individual crime and dismiss them individually, or it might just do it automatically. Ah, there we go. I can't click on these now, so if we just wait and watch, it should clear them off automatically. Fingers crossed. Oh no, nope, it's making me do it individually. Okie doke. Thanks, game. Right, so just so you don't have to sit and watch me individually click each and every one of these, I will skip ahead to when we finish doing this. Well, everybody, that one ended not the way I was hoping it would. I believe I got another player show up and just shoot me in the head whilst I was clearing away my crime stat. So that's not a great way to end the video, but we are now waking up in prison. Fantastic. Crime doesn't pay, everybody. Crime doesn't pay. I was also speaking to a couple of org members, and we all agree that the comm array disabling doesn't seem to be working in 4.2.1. It seems as though it's been disabled. Maybe it's a protection they've put in place for the new updates and the new event to prevent PvP players from griefing PvE players who are doing the event hauling. But yeah, unfortunately it didn't work out the way I had planned, and another player came and killed me, which is always fun. But anyway, that is how you get the Crusader Elite Security Armor. I will now have to head back and pick up that armor set, so fun, fun, fun. Anyway, hope you've all enjoyed. A very interesting end to the video. And I shall catch you in our next one. Goodbye, everybody.